A lot of times we get asked if we can fix cracks in your floor, and the answer is we can. So what we do is we come in and we grind the cracks deeper and wider than they are now. Kind of think of it like going to the dentist. You got to drill out a cavity before you put a filling in. Then we'll fill it with a special kind of mender that will secure it really good. And then we will, after that cures, we'll go in there and we'll grind it flat with the rest of your floor again, and you'll make the cracks are never there. Now, if your concrete moves more, the cracks can come back or crack in a different area. We can't control cracking, unfortunately, nobody can. But we'll make your floor, if you've got an ugly floor now, when we get done with it, it's going to look pristine. A lot of times we get asked, how long is it going to take to have my floor installed? And the answer generally is 1 day. If this was epoxy, it would be a 2-day process plus a week to stay off of it. Our product can be done in 1 day on most jobs, depending on the size. We can usually do up to about 700 square feet in a day. If it gets a little bit bigger than that, we might end up being a day and a half. Sometimes we do a whole entire basement. That can take, 3 or 4 days, depending on this. If it's a huge house or if it's a little basement, it's shorter time. But normally it's a day, especially when we're doing a garage. And with our product, it makes it nice too, is that you're even able to park on it after a day as well, instead of waiting a week like you would with epoxy, because we're using something called polyaspartic. We often are asked, how long is my floor going to last? And the simple question is, it's going to last longer if you take care of it. It's going to last longer if it doesn't get abused and it's not out in the weather necessarily. For an interior floor, say in a basement or whatever, generally those are going to last you, years and years. We warranty those for 7 years, that it's not going to chip, peel, or delaminate. But with normal wear and tear, and you take care of it, it should still look good in about 15 years. Garage floors, we warranty for 5 years, that they won't chip, peel, or delaminate. And unless you're the auto mechanic that's always rolling jacks in and out and spilling liquids all over your floor, it shouldn't be a problem, because the liquids are easy to clean up. And so even a garage floor, typically a garage floor should still look good in 10 to 15 years. Something that's outdoors, say a patio, a sidewalk, something like that, we warranty for 3 years. And the weather is just as harsh sometimes. If you put salt and things on your sidewalks or patios when it snows, that's a bad thing to do. Just like it is for regular concrete, it's bad for a coating as well. So we would suggest you not do that. But I'm on a patio right now, and this has been put down 6 years ago, and it looks perfectly fine still. So some people ask, how's this going to weather if I'm doing this outside? And the answer is it weathers fine. Yesterday we got a lot of rain around here. It was even some hail. Where I live in my house, I've got it on a patio, and the water actually comes up on my patio during heavy rains. And my patio here has been down for 6 years that we've done. I've had no problems with it at all. It has a good look to it still. Obviously I go out and blow the dirt off it on the weekends usually, and if we got a big rain that sits there, sometimes I'll squeegee the water off, sometimes it just evaporates, and it's not a problem at all. Hey, sometimes we get asked, is this going to leave a smell in my house? And the answer is we use a product that is blended to be able to use outside, that offers a little bit more smell, as opposed to a different blend of it that we use inside that doesn't have as much odor. It meets the Southern California VOC laws for the vapors, which if you can meet Southern California laws, you've really done something really well. So if we're going to do this in your basement, we're going to use the kind that doesn't smell as much. If we use the stuff that we were going to use like on a patio or outside, you wouldn't want to sleep in your house that night. So it's a little bit different, depends on what type of surface we're going to put this on, where it's located. But we do have options that we can do, and if we do have a lot of cracks to repair, the crack mender does offer a little bit more of an odor, but it's just something that has to be done, whether it's inside or outside, unfortunately. But overall, I don't think I've ever had anybody that had to go stay in a hotel that night because they couldn't stand the smell in their house. So, the odor is really not going to be much of any kind of problem for you. One thing we get asked was, what am I going to do with all the stuff in my garage or my basement? And yes, that is an issue, because we can't do your floor unless your stuff is off the floor. So when we get there, if we're going to be able to do a garage floor in 1 day, it's got to be cleaned out and ready for us when we get there. What most people do is they just get somebody to help move stuff. Some people will go to U-Haul and get something called a U-Box or a pod or something like that, and they'll bring that out to your house. You can load it up on your own time frame, and then after we're done with your floor, you can take your time to put it back. They usually rent for a month at a time, so we're only there for a day usually, so it's not an issue. And overall, wives love us when we do the floor because it makes the husbands generally reorganize their garage, get rid of a bunch of junk and declutter, and now they can, a lot of people will tell me, I can even park my car in my garage again. I love this. So, yes, you got to move some stuff, but it's all part of being able to get the new look to your house that you're looking for. Everybody wants to know what the warranty is that comes in your floor, and so it's divided out amongst different surfaces that we put it on. If we're going to do it on an interior surface, we do basement floors, we've done kitchen floors that are on concrete. The warranty on that is 7 years that it's not going to chip, peel, or delaminate. If we go to an interior, but like a garage, something that's covered like that, on a garage, the warranty is 5 years that we're not going to chip, peel, delaminate. On an exterior, like a patio, a sidewalk, something like that, it is 3 years that it's not going to chip, peel, or delaminate. Now, it's obvious it's going to last a lot longer, especially if you take care of things, and most people do, so it does last much, much longer. I will say that if you have it outside, anything in the sun is going to fade a little bit. It's inevitable. Can't change Mother Nature. If you build a new house and you got brick on it, your brick's even going to change a little color. So overall, that's the warranty. 7 years interior, 5 in a garage, and 3 on exteriors, and you'll love your new floor, I promise. People want to know, how do I clean my floor? Well, this is not a floor that you got to go mop all the time, things like that. On an interior floor, like a basement, I've got it in my own basement. My wife just damp mops it without even any cleaner. Cleans up really easily. The product we use, polyaspartic, is very stain resistant, very easy to clean. In my garage, I will go out there maybe every 4 to 7 weeks, depending on what kind of weather we've had. We've had more rain, car drips inside. Once the water evaporates, the floor generally has a nice, pretty sheen to it. It might have a little more of a matte finish after the water dries on it. I typically just go into my garage, take a hose, spray some water around, take a floor broom, scrub it, and squeege it out. It looks brand new again. If you can use, we'll give you a packet of cleaner you can use on it. Generally, any household cleaner is good. I wouldn't use like Dawn dish soap or anything like that, because that'll leave a film and make it not have that pretty sheen to it. But you know, most of them I just use water. My patio, I don't ever scrub it with anything other than just hose it off. A little bit of scrubbing, sometimes mud washed up on it from the heavy rains or something, but it's just super easy to take care of, and you're going to really enjoy the ease of care. All the time is somebody who has stamped concrete, and they want to know if we can put our product on it. If you're thinking about putting in a sidewalk, a porch, or something with stamped concrete, just know that in 5 years you're going to have buyer's remorse, because the finish will start to wear off or flake off of it, and there's nothing you can do to fix it. I can't grind it enough to get it to be able to put our product on it, because of all the divots going down into between the stones or the pattern that you have, and I can't get the finish off of that, and so our product won't stick to it. So no, we don't do stamped concrete, unfortunately. I even have a little bit in my house, on the house I had before I bought it, and I hate it. But this I've got all over my house, and this lasts so much longer and looks great. Ask if we do metallic floors, and if you don't know what a metallic floor is, you might have seen one somewhere. A metallic floor is the kind of floor that looks like somebody poured a bunch of colors together and then took a spatula and swirled between it, making a pretty design. And the answer is no, we do not do those. We don't do those for a couple different reasons, because too many times people would give us a picture and they say, I want it to look like this, and you know, we're not Leonardo da Vinci. We can't recreate an artwork. Everyone is going to different from one to the other. Anytime you get dust anywhere in this, it shows up really badly, and it'll bug you to death down the road. And it's slick as glass. If it gets wet, you're going to fall down and just about kill yourself. So that's why we do not do metallic floors. I've been asked, can we put this on our walls in our garage too? And the answer is, if your walls are concrete, maybe. But generally your walls are going to be sheetrocked, and this is not designed to go onto sheetrock. This is designed to go into concrete. And we prep the concrete to open up the porousness of it, so that our product, when it goes down as a liquid, sinks down into that concrete porousness to grip on so it lasts a long time. Sheetrock is basically what I'd be putting it on is a paper coating, and that is not going to work. It's going to come off, it's going to be damaged, I won't be able to fix it. So no, we don't do walls. They call us all the time saying, I've got a really slick garage floor, I need help. Is your floor slick? And I will tell you, anything you put on concrete can get slicker, but in a garage when it's finished, they put a machine on it where the concrete's hardening, that spins and spins, and it's trying to close all the pores in the top of the concrete so dirt can't seep into it. And that's a great thing, but when you want a coating to stick to it, it's not very good. Water will stick on top of that, some beat up on some people's garages like that, so it is slick. So with our floors, we put down a liquid layer, and then we put a flake into it which is the decorative side of things. And the flake adds a texture to it, so it helps it not be slick. We can even add to our top coat that finally goes on another type of non-skid traction additive that will help it even more. So I have never had a person call me and say, my floor is just too slick, you got to do something to it, because that's just not the case with one of the all sealed up floors. We get asked oftentimes, I've got a low spot in my garage floor, the water won't drain right, can you fix that? And the answer is no. We're basically following the contour of the floor. We're going to grind it all, but to grind a low spot out of the floor is almost impossible. A lot of times we get called and people want to know, can you get the floor that's on my floor off now? And the answer is yes. The other day we even did a floor that had, in a garage that had carpet on it. And then there was glue all over where the carpet was. We had to take the carpet off, we had to get rid of the glue, we can do that. You might have an epoxy floor. So with epoxy, we're hooked up to really high-end HEPA filters so that we don't leave dust everywhere and things. And if there's got epoxy on it, if we ground it with our normal grinder, which is the bits on the bottom of it are made out of diamonds, and they get super hot when they're spinning on the concrete, and it'll melt the epoxy, gum up all of our filters, and everything's a mess and doesn't work. So we have to change and put a different kind of grinding bits on it that are made out of carbide, and we'll use those. It won't touch the concrete, but it'll get the epoxy off the floor, or if you got a heavy paint or something like that. Then we'll go back to the regular bits we have with the diamonds in them to actually do the grinding of the floor that needs to be done. So yes, we can get rid of your most every coating you've got. So that has to happen before we can put our floor down. So we can do that. Some people ask us if we're insured, and the answer is absolutely, we are insured. Every employee is worker comp covered. We carry $2 million of liability, so you don't have to worry about anything happening at your home, which is just how it should be. You should never have to worry about a thing when somebody comes and works on your house, whether it's us, an electrician, a plumber, a pressure washer, anybody. They should be properly insured, and we will show you our certificates of insurance so you know that we are and we can prove it. Called all the time saying, can you pour a sidewalk for me or a pad for me? Or do you do concrete work? And the answer is no. We take existing concrete that's ugly and tired and old, worn out looking, and revive it and make it look brand new again. So no, we can't pour concrete. People ask, can you do custom colors? We can. We have about 15 standard colors that 99% of the people use, but we can get custom colors. We have a website you can go to and you can say, I want so much, 3% of this color in, 27 of this color, 14 of that color. And you can make, we've had some people make up some wild things. I had one recently did that when this homeowner, when she was a little girl, she went to the Denver airport and had sparkly things in the floor of the Denver airport. You should remember that. And she wanted that in her garage. And so we figured it out, and she went to that website and she picked it, and we put her floor down, and she's just in love with it, likes it, looks like what she remembered when she was a kid. She got the floor of her dreams. But yes, we can do custom colors. People ask us if we can come out and we can seal, concrete pavers, asphalt driveways, things like that. And the answer is no, it's got to be concrete, and not just paver concrete. Unfortunately, that's a whole different world, and we can't do that, unfortunately.